Good morning, broadcasters. 360 Seconds News and Commentary for Broadcast Professionals is on the air. I'm Maria Kolarova from TKT. Let's discuss the latest technological news with our respected experts, Philip Grossman and Ann Seidler. Don't forget to give the program a like. Equipson introduces the Integra series, an advanced digital signal processing matrix from its WorkPro brand, designed for professional audio installations. The series, suitable for various settings, features per-channel DSP architecture, multiple input-output configurations, and user-friendly software for enhanced audio control. So, Mary, can you talk to us about this one?
This solves so many problems. Number one, it allows having individual controls over every single channel. Now, for example, if you've got someone on mic 1 who really mumbles a lot, you can control that without having to control all the other audio. If we listen to a lot of programs right now on our different streaming services, you'll probably find that you're adjusting the volume control all the time. And this type of device would help solve that problem. It also has, I was quite impressed because it's got gain and compression on each individual input and output. I'd be curious to try it out. I'd love it if they just sent us one to play around with. It also has compression on each output as well. And just to make everyone happy, it also has enabled Dante, which just solves so many problems having AES 67. It does. It also has an app so that you can control things by a mobile device, which again makes things easier. So yeah, I can see a tremendous amount of installations that this could be used for. So well done, guys.
Yeah, I have a question on that. This is because I'm not an audio person, but is it consistent, or do you consistently adjust things like that throughout a broadcast, or is this something that's typically used at the beginning? You set up your levels and whatever else you need, and it's good to go.
You would set up the levels, but then you'd be constantly monitoring it. And certainly after, in post-production, you should be able to make some adjustments. And right now, I just got finished watching some things that, oh my gosh, it was almost, you almost couldn't watch it because the audio levels were just so all over the place.
Yeah.
And something like this solves it.
Oh, perfect.
All right, now moving on to Panasonic. Panasonic Connect Europe introduces a groundbreaking media processor for 2024, streamlining multi-projection and immersive experiences. It offers efficient workflows, high-quality content projection, and local computing power. So, Philip, can you take us through this?
Yeah, it's interesting to see more and more of this type of tech coming out as we start to see, the Apple Vision Pro is being released next week, I guess, or the February 2nd orders just started taking. And then we saw last week there's another headset that's coming out that they're building an environment to help create this stuff. And I think it's a sort of a natural extension in the call it meat space instead of cyberspace in the real world, where you're going to have these immersive experiences. And so that same tech that can be used for that immersive experience, I think within a headset is now being extended into, these giant environments. I know there's been several, I think Van Gogh had one here in Atlanta, and there's some others. So it's interesting to see this sort of becoming mainstream, where it's not an individual company writing their own software to control all of these projectors. It's actually something that's going to enable more implementations of this type of art, for lack of a better term.
And Mary, what are your thoughts on the immersive technologies?
I see it suddenly starting to pick up a lot of steam. 2 years ago, I thought, well, geez, I wonder what it'll be used for. It has so many uses, and the more players in the field, boy, the better off we are. And this, I think, really brings something to it that could be used by a lot of people.
All right, now moving on to our last item, the Move-in-C Pix 4 Team 2, a cutting-edge autofollow camera, is revolutionizing live sports filming without needing a camera operator. It features a built-in CMOS sensor, compatibility with major sports software, and live streaming capabilities. So, Philip, can you talk to us about this?
Yeah, it's funny. I used to refer to these as narcissistic cameras. These were the ones that first came out so they could follow you. But the reality is there's, sports is one of those areas where we will continue to see, I think, growth in terms of production of content because it's gotten less expensive. It's gotten easier to stream, to distribute the content, which there's always was the gatekeeper in the past. And so technologies like this enable high schools and 2A and 3A schools to start producing high quality content. I can see it being used, outside of the sports, in lecture halls and things like that. So it's interesting to see this type of tech coming up. So say, Mary, I was going to ask you, how does audio fit in? I mean, do you see, you always see the parabolic dishes. Do you think that's the next thing that has to come in when you're following players? Do you need to be following the audio?
Yeah, that would be interesting, but I have to tell you what your description of as to who could use this. Oh my gosh, when I was reading about it, it was like, this solves a huge problem for all these schools and smaller venues that are looking for something, but everything out there was overkill. There's a niche for this, and boy, it's exciting.
All right. Well, that's all the time we have today. Many thanks to our experts, Philip and Mary. And don't forget to comment on the news that we've discussed. See you next Monday at the same time.